Bernie.
I like the camaraderie of the people that you get for a week at the pool bar. Like, you are best friends.
Yeah, you make
with
some
people at the pool. It really is like, hey, you know what? We're going down. Joe's bringing the games. We're going to be down there with Joe. I don't know if you've met Katie yet. Katie seems delightful.
Otis.
You got to meet Joe's wife. She's great, babe. You'll love her.
Joe's wife, Katie, is outstanding. She seems like she's a teacher. I mean, you're going to love Katie. Joe seems very nice. And then Scott's coming down later. You're not crazy as Scott could get.
This is Weird with Otis and Bernie.
Welcome in, episode 56, and I'm excited about this episode.
Yeah.
Why'd you give me that face? Is that not the right number? You know how
I don't know. I have no idea.
Jason.
I wish we'd stop counting because it only makes me nervous. I wish we'd stop counting and just do the thing. And you're just like, you're building it like it's some sort of thing. And I don't love it. But
okay. All right. Well, hey, I'm Otis. That's Bernie. And our best buddy AJ is down below us. If you're watching,
kind of. If you see it, not like literally.
I haven't seen AJ in years, and then I just saw him a few weeks ago. I don't want to mention it again, but I was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
At the Hall of Fame induction ceremony for Otis, yes.
I heard all about it.
And
I got a very special invite, so it was exciting.
Yeah. AJ is with, is it ZHT? ZHT, am I right? Am I right about that? 97
KZHT and technically KODJ too. I do the morning show on KODJ in the afternoon.
Catch the O Show 2 to 7 this Saturday on KZHT.
Yeah. That's right. Otis is on this weekend.
You guys are iHeart guys, man. You guys.
It's amazing what you can talk somebody into when you're.
It's amazing.
4 beers into a Hall of Fame dinner.
Yes, you should do some. You know what? You should do some extra work. Yeah. Salt Lake City is gonna love you.
You laugh. That's exactly how it went down.
If you're not in radio, if you're not in radio, you don't understand that we're nerds. We're like, we nerd out for radio. So when the conversation starts and you're kind of drunk and they're like, you should do more work, like Bernie said.
You should do more work.
What if you did like 4 more shifts?
Got more time.
You're like, hell yeah, I'll do 4 more shifts.
I work 22 and a half hours a day. That means I got 90 minutes left I can do something with.
So welcome in.
You should come to my city and be on my radio station. It'd be good.
People love you. Love you.
Well, we're so excited to have you on, man, because this podcast is all about just hanging out and talking about weird things that come in our lives and also that happen around the world. So we didn't really fill you in on it. So welcome.
I feel like I'm already connected because I'm nothing but weird.
When you logged onto the thing, Otis and I were complaining about body pain. Like, that's what we were doing. I think you think that we were already doing the podcast. Like, no, it's just us bitching and moaning about things on our body hurting.
Just imagine like before you get into the conference call you're supposed to get into. It's like Zoom. Yeah. The 2 of us are just chatting in the room, and then all of a sudden, like, and then you're like middle conversation about back pain. So.
Just us bitching and moaning about back pain.
That's where the honesty comes out, though. Let's be honest. If you've ever come in early on a conference call and somebody was on mic that didn't know they were on mic,
no.
You learn things about people that you're like, that's pretty much what I thought. He's a racist. I knew it the whole time.
Bingo. I knew he hated Asians. I knew that guy didn't like it. I knew it.
Jesus. Is Jessica going to be on this call? Because she is such a blue. Hey,
look, Jessica checked into the chat.
Look at the dog. Your dog's
Look at that dog.
I knew record reps. If we're talking radio, I knew record reps that thought they hung up on a PD and were recorded on his voicemail.
Because I love you both. I love you both to death. There is nothing worse than radio people. They're just not.
Always telling stories, man.
Always just the worst. I love you and I'm amongst you and I hate radio people.
Brethren.
That's it.
Awesome.
So what are we doing this week? I want you guys later in the podcast. We're going to meet Bob the Goose. I'm very excited about Bob the Goose. We're going to meet Bob the Goose coming up.
That's all you have said to me in our chat stream that we have is like Bob the Goose.
There's a local news story about a man who has a goose, and it's wonderful. Do you want to meet Bob the Goose?
I want to meet Bob the Goose.
Otis, should we move on to Bob the Goose, or you want to do something first?
Well, let me get into this first because
all right. Yes.
I've been in a knockdown drag out battle with my dryer for a week and a half.
Oh, geez, here we go.
He's winning. I feel like that guy that was on the flight with Mike Tyson. this dryer, I've changed out pieces and parts.
Are you antagonizing the dryer?
The dryer's antagonizing him. I think.
Exactly. Okay.
It's not drying the damn clothes.
Yeah.
And so I'm, I'm doing I'm not calling anybody. I'm fixing this damn thing. It's happening.
That's different. That's different than you and me, by the way. I would have had somebody out here 3 days ago. The moment the dryer went awry, the moment I heard something, if it just made a weird noise, like we need to get somebody on the phone. I don't know.
Have you not figured out by now I'm the cheapest person on the planet?
Look, I'm just saying.
So I'm like searching YouTube videos, and I think you've brought this up before on the podcast, AJ, or excuse me, Bernie. I'm already forgetting your name.
Yeah,
Bernie, you brought up on the podcast that when you're watching the YouTube videos, it takes them so damn long to get to the point. I want to change out this fuse, and you took 35 minutes to get there.
Sir, thank you for joining us. My name is Jeff with Jeff's Electronics HAV. And today we're going to take a look at how to change the fuse on the back of the dryer.
Smash that subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button.
You might have remembered on the last episode.
On episode 296.
Shut up! Just get to the dryer. I want to get to the
but
dryer.
They're supplementing their income with their YouTube videos.
I'm to the part where I'm looking at the motor thing. Like, get there and tell me how to unscrew this and put it back together. Yeah, that's what I want. But and then I'm scrolling. Then you're moving the bar. You're like, all right, dude, Jesus.
Yeah.
I'm not listening.
But then you skip stuff.
And then it's at that point.
Where did that cord come from?
And now you're finished fixing the back of the fuse of the washing machine. Thank you for joining Jeff's HAVT.
And you can never get it just right. You either have to go back to 15 minutes of talking again before you get to the thing. Because once
upon a time, my wife told me that he didn't know how to fix the back of the dryer, and I told her, I was like, I'm going to open a business and start a YouTube channel that is about fixing dryers.
You know what's going to happen next week? I don't know if you're snipped already, but you're going to be sterile next week from being shocked electrically through a dryer cord or something.
That's already been taken care of.
Is it a gas dryer or an electric dryer?
Electric. Yeah. And I've already cut myself on it. I have not shocked myself, but I've gotten the pieces off and most of them put back on, I think, in the right order. I forgot to take a cell phone picture when I took it apart. And then the YouTube guy just got sick of listening. And I'm like, all right. Okay, cool. I think I get it now. And then I'm just like,
is it drying? That's the main thing now.
Well, yes.
Define dry.
Dry's a state of mind.
For 70 minutes of drying time, it's a heavy dampness. Still they're hot.
I checked to see if I had the heavy dampness button pushed, and I don't.
That like wet laundry smell.
That's called not dry, by the way. That technical term for that is not dry. So it's not working, is what you're saying. Have I ever told you about? What is the degree you get injured when you do home improvement? Do you get injured a lot or a little?
Oh yes. So on a scale of 1 to 10, like I'm like a 9. I'm hurting myself before I get to the project most of the time.
A few years ago, I was under the kitchen sink. I was trying to fix something, and a cabinet door flies off and hit me in the face. Cut me right across the front of my face.
It's a knockdown, drag out fight.
Yeah.
My wife comes downstairs. Is everything okay? Does it goddamn look like it's okay? I
need 4 stitches. How does that make you feel?
How does that make you feel? Hey, but I hope we save money on the garbage disposal.
Yeah, right.
I hope we were able to save that money. We're gonna put it back into my surgery to get my face corrected.
I've had some close calls. I fell off a ladder one time, and it was like a scene out of a movie where I barrel rolled down the ladder and stood up. And immediately checked myself, and I was like,
did you go to the
hospital? Nothing's broken. I was
all right.
Yes. And then you're trying to find the tape so you can send it to Ridiculousness.
You're like, thank God nobody saw it. Oh,
viral.
Hey, Tom. Crap.
The neighbor.
Son of a bitch.
The neighbor is always assuming that he's going to see something like that at my house. He's like, oh, here he goes up that damn ladder.
That's what doorbell cameras have brought us.
It's
the greatest hits of neighborhoods.
We have a doorbell. We have a doorbell camera video for Viridiacy in just a few minutes. In a little bit. It's fantastic. It's wonderful. It's like 10 seconds long, but it's the best Bring video I've seen so far. So that's coming up. Also,
I'm so excited.
Bob the Goose.
Bob the Goose.
Excited about Bob the Goose. I'm putting all my money on Bob the Goose today. That's it for the podcast.
Are we ready to go to Bob the Goose? Because
I am. If you are, I've been ready. I could have been talking about Bob the Goose 15 minutes ago, and we would have been just
before
fine.
we got to the back
was great.
pain
Coming up in the next 10 minutes, we've got Bob the Goose.
Bob the Goose. All right, Bob the Goose, everybody. This is from Local 12 Television in Cincinnati, where they introduce you to a man who has befriended a goose.
Oh boy!
Everywhere Lil Bob the Goose goes, he commands attention.
Everybody that meets him, they're like, they can't believe how tame he is and how nice he is.
He's the greatest.
He's
Bob.
the greatest. I'll tell you what, Bob the Goose is a good friend. Occasionally we break some beers together. It's fantastic. Bob the Goose.
Commands attention.
Everybody that meets him, they're like, they can't believe how tame he is and how nice he is.
He's been with Joseph Songer for the past 2 years after his family was killed crossing the road.
So you had to be the savior.
Wait a minute. Whose family was killed? The Goose's family or the guy's family?
I don't know. The story never really makes that clear. I assumed the guy's family.
I assume he was walking his ducklings across the road when they were all murdered, and the goose just happened to take him in.
People get desperate. People get desperate, man. They turn to geese.
How tame he is and how nice he is.
He's been with Joseph Songer for the past 2 years after his family was killed crossing the road.
Doesn't
I wonder
really
if
make
Joseph
it
is
very
married,
clear.
has a spouse, or
No, I'm going to go ahead and answer that question. No, his family's dead. Did you not hear that part?
Why did he assume Bob needed his help? Like after,
I don't know. I think that part's coming.
Guy went around me, ran over mom, dad, and the 3 little ones, and then Bob was the only one left, and Bob was about that big when we got him.
Yeah, you get the feeling that this guy will tell this story to anybody that comes near his property.
every time,
Every single
his
time.
neighbors have heard it 3
the guy
times.
standing in line at the 7-Eleven is who he's telling it to. Pick up, huh, guys? By the way, I have a friend named Bob the Goose.
Let me tell you about Bob. Let me tell you what Bob did one time. I asked him for $300 because I was really short on cash. Bob gave me $300. Bob is a great goose.
Bob is a good goose.
He's a good dude. I feed him. He brings me cash. I don't know where he's getting it from.
Only one left, and Bob was about that big when we got him.
He's now a fully grown goose, which led some to get the wrong idea during a recent visit to Eden Park.
Clearly, Bob is banging that goose.
The goose got loose.
Like, are we?
Yes, the goose got loose.
The goose took off, and what is he doing here to it?
Songer, seen on camera, ushering the goose to his truck and then picking him up and placing him inside.
Bob, come on.
They thought you were kidnapping a goose.
Kidnapping a goose as a pet.
While
Kidnapping a goose, by the way, is a euphemism. I don't want to know what other things that kidnapping the goose is a euphemism for.
Or he's hungry. Like, times are tough, man. He could be taking him home for dinner. You ever had goose wings? They're great.
Right? And maybe that's what this all end in, is when he's just waiting for that day he needs to eat that goose. Like,
A goose as a pet.
wildlife experts we took the video to say the key giveaway that's not what was happening was the lack of struggle from the goose.
That's what we call grooming. They don't.
That's what it is. It's what it is. Here's the funny part. He spent 6 months trying to talk to that goose online before he took that truck out. Chris Hansen walked in of the whole thing.
Holy crap.
Do you think his neighbors?
picked up.
Do you think his neighbors hate him for the goose, or they're like, oh, it's just Joseph and his goose Bob?
I would be willing to bet that it's not that he has the goose that's the problem, is that he won't shut up about the goose. That's why they don't like the goose.
Well, but what about the goose's friends? Like, I would think, like,
Well, his family's dead. Let's start there.
I've golfed before, and there's goose shit everywhere. So if there's one goose, there's 10. So there's got to be. He's got to
He
be.
had friends.
Where's his friends?
They don't fly. They fly in packs. They don't fly solo.
Yeah.
They fly in a V. You're right. This
real-
guy. So I like that Joseph actually literally described what he did do, which was kidnap a goose and make him his friend.
Wait, that's not
exactly
what was
what you
happening.
did,
Was
Joseph.
the lack of struggle from the goose. Were a goose picked up against its will, it would likely be flapping its wings.
They're kind of striking with their wings as a defense. You know, that's kind of a weapon of theirs. And he's going to raise all kinds of cane, and the guy is not going to easily be able to approach that goose.
It's a misdemeanor to pick up or possess
Who was that?
any wild
Is that,
animal
like,
in
expert
Ohio.
Susan from the local zoo.
I don't know. What's a person?
Yeah,
that-
there's
a person
no
who
references to who the hell that was, right?
They didn't even tell you.
just it's the local goose kidnapping expert.
She's from Goose Protective Services, and she's letting people know what you do when you spot a goose being kidnapped.
That's Martha next door. She
That's
hates
it.
the goose. She,
She
can't
has
stand
nothing
it. He's got
to do
a
with the
damn
goose.
And she's like, I looked it up on Google, and I could tell you that they attack you with their wings. I can't imagine that this is going to last long.
I got this news from goosenews.net.
To pick up or possess any wild animal in Ohio, with few exceptions, and can earn you a fine of up to $250. But as Songer points out,
By the way, is this news report this kid's final project? Why is this on the news? Who is this guy talking?
Lil Bob is with him entirely of his own accord.
Sometimes people are like, well, you should set him free, but every time we try to set him free, he stays with us. He won't leave.
That was our Luke Jones reporting, and
All right.
That used to be my ex-wife.
Oh, it is, yeah.
he also told Luke that Lil Bob thinks he's a dog. He does not like other geese.
Well, why would
Because he's been raised with dogs, so he thinks he's a dog.
Lil Bob doesn't want to leave. Lil Bob's happy there.
Yeah.
I know, Big Bob. It'll be okay.
Leave Lil Bob
How about this
alone.
conversation turned into a convo about a rapper?
That's I don't know.
What's the syndrome when the kidnappee falls in love with the
but the-
kidnapper? Like
Stockholm
that's what
syndrome.
Bob is suffering from right now.
Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm, yeah.
Stockholm. That's what I was trying to say earlier. I think he's kind of got the goose to that point.
Yeah.
Bob, blink
you,
twice
Bob.
if you're in danger. Bob, blink twice.
He's flapping his wings to Morse code. Nah, 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 nah.
None of us.
Stranger danger. Stranger danger. Is the goose saying stranger danger?
Yeah.
Stranger danger.
Well, clearly, blue Ford trucks are the no-name white van for picking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goose mothers and fathers tell their goose kids all the time, look out for the Ford F-150
Yeah.
over there in the corner.
Don't get into that truck.
Don't get into that
You'll
truck.
never come home.
Wait, so we're all three in agreement that he's banged the duck.
I think he's definitely banged. Oh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's a
Or at
He
least
seems
try.
lonely. The goose is lonely. It's just a matter of.
I won't say he's banged the duck, but he's taking the duck on a date. Like, I would imagine he and the
They
duck
sat
had
by
a nice,
a creek bed and
had
fed
a nice
each other.
dinner, yeah. At the very least.
I brought breadcrumbs. I brought wings.
They filmed it for a Cialis commercial.
Oh, it's it, yes.
So the guy sitting there feeding his
It's
duck.
just him feeding his duck, and they're playing the Doobie
Two
Brothers in the background.
bathtubs, one with a goose head sticking up. Oh, that's fabulous. I do love those Cialis commercials. Though. Those are great.
He needs to be a mascot of something. I feel like
He does.
I feel like there's
Oh,
money
yeah.
being lost there for sure. The
E
Cialis
Harmony?
goose.
Harmony.
There needs to be more backstory about his family, though. At this point,
they're dead. I don't mean,
yeah. Well, that I just did. Like, tell me the prequel to the goose getting.
What were they up to before
I need the full
accident?
backstory.
By the way, that
Before
it does
the superpowers.
it does feel like the setup of a Disney film. A goose's family dies, and he
Yes.
befriends a neighbor.
Yes,
It does. It feels like a Disney. type
Charlotte's
film.
Web Part 2.
I thought the Prince Charming would be a little more handsome than Joseph, but
That's
hey,
fantastic.
we're being inclusive.
I
Yes.
told you that Bob the Goose was not going to let us down.
Good call. Very good call.
That
I
made
don't know
me
where we go
hungry.
from here. What do we do
That
after
goose-
that?
The goose made me hungry. I would eat it at some point. I feel like. And I think that's because my wife has me on this stupid diet that I'm only like a day and a half in, and I hate it. I'm over it.
What are we not eating? Is the way we should ask the question.
It's like clean eating, so it's basically like dried chicken and vegetables, just all the time. Like there's no other like choices. I feel like broccoli and asparagus.
You mean
and
those things that are good for you?
terrible stuff?
Yeah.
That stuff is disgusting.
quinoa. Are we doing quinoa?
Quinoa.
I can't. It's the texture. Something about the texture of quinoa. I can't get into.
It's basically rice to me. I bring that up because I did DoorDash for dinner tonight, and I ordered Indian food, and she doesn't know what I ordered Indian food. So
okay, well that should pay
it'll
off
be
later.
curry in a hurry to the bathroom here in about 45 minutes.
I was gonna say that should pay off later.
Let me tell you how
eventually she'll know.
I knew this diet was not for me. Was when I tried to eat like these hard-boiled eggs tonight. So I heated them up in the microwave a little bit because I didn't want to eat them cold.
Right.
And it tried to kill me because I took the hard-boiled egg and I could feel it was kind of hot. I'm like, cool. I bit into it and immediately it exploded like a bomb. It like went half the egg shot across the room, and it like now my lip is like
numb,
just burnt and numb, and it feels like I've like second degree my lip because of a diet. I could have died from this diet already.
Well,
I mean, but that part of that's operator error.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like, that's not the diet's fault. The diet
give some credit to the egg for
right,
fighting back.
Right.
Well, I'll tell you this: a steak has never tried to kill me. A hamburger that I would rather eat, not once has tried to kill me. That egg was out for it.
Raise your hand if you've ever been chased by a herd of cows.
JJ raises his hand. Why were you chased by a herd of cows?
Teenage birthday party. We were out playing football on the field, and somebody decided to throw a football as hard as they could at the ass of a cow, and it started a chain reaction.
They don't care for that.
Why do I assume this was you? Is that somebody?
Is that
Hey
somebody?
guys, you know what would be hilarious?
It wasn't me. It wasn't me. It was actually the kid's
come over
birthday,
here.
who it was. So
Okay.
But I just
Boys,
remember like
boys, gather around. You ever thrown a football at the back ass of a cow?
pretty much how it
Watch
went.
what happens.
And I remember running for my life, like get to the fence. So, and like people are like, nosediving over the fence where the cows, like, I guess we assumed the cows couldn't hop the fence. True story. That happened.
Was there one dad that was going to save everybody though? He's like, all right, I got this, man.
All right,
I got this. Guys, just be careful. Hang out. I got this.
The kid's dad was laughing his ass off the whole time.
Of course he was.
He was like, this is before cell phone. If that was on a camera at some point, I would have been a millionaire and retired at the age of 14.
What were you doing in the instance?
Yeah.
What were you doing with the cows?
I was running for health's sake. But dude, you don't understand when you're running through a field that cows occupy. There's cow patties everywhere.
Oh yeah,
and most of them are rock hard.
Landmines.
So guys, you're tripping over solidified cow poo and nosediving and trying to not get run over by a cow that weighs 600, 700, 800 pounds.
What do they do? Just stomp you? Is that what it would do if it got to you? Just stomp you?
I think well, you would have just been run over. I don't know.
I've never seen a cow move fast enough.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised, my friend.
We had quite a bit of s'mores in us at that point. It was a true farm birthday party out in the middle of nowhere at a barn.
I've never seen a cow move that fast.
Well, the slowest cow is going to the slaughter first. So.
Well, yeah, this is true.
That's the bigger one. That's the one just like slopping in the back, like, I don't care. I don't care. Kill the human, whatever.
It's fine.
I'm not even moving over here. All right, so this story has been just blowing my mind all week, and I started reading. I actually read an old article about it, and then all of a sudden I was invested. And then the old article came up because there's a new twist to the whole marriage of a man who married his hologram girlfriend.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys are familiar with Anime, probably on Pornhub.
No idea what you're talking about.
Anime. Is that what it is?
Yeah, anime.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Like Japanese.
Nope.
Okay. Nope.
This is weird.
Cartoons from like Japan and China. And so this guy, he fell in love with this character who was built for an anime world. She went on tour with Lady Gaga at one point. And 2 years ago, Akihiko Kondo said that Hunsei Miku, that's the girl, saved his life. She is the girl of his dreams. She came in at the lowest point of his life.
In lieu of actual girls. She's the girl of my dreams, of the ones that I cannot actually physically touch.
She's literally a dream girl.
Literally a dream.
Yeah.
But yeah, by
Somebody
that I
dreamed her
mean
up.
she is a girl of my dreams.
Okay, so does the screen up? We ready for the see her and him?
That's me. I'm supposed to do that.
This is just a short like preview to who they are, because I'll tell you what the twist is at the end here.
Okay.
Are we going?
Yeah.
There he is. He's in white tux. She's got a white dress. So around his house,
Stop.
there are holograms of her. And she basically can interact with him. There's a program.
She won't hurt me. She will not age over time. She will not die. These are all, I guess, we're putting these in the pro column. I guess.
Yeah, he's explaining who she
will not age over time, and she will not die, says this guy.
And he can talk to her. She can show emotion to him, and she's basically in this small. Just imagine like a blender that's on your. But there's blenders all around his house, and she just can pop up in any room.
So like Alexa, kind of like Alexa. If you can see Alexa, and Alexa was like a hologram.
This is the future of
like
Alexa.
That.
Yes,
right.
So this man married this woman, and lately she stopped talking to him. Because there's a glitch in the system.
Get out of here.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she was like blackballing him or something, or like just absolutely shunning him. You cheated on me with Alexa.
What
if she caught him talking to Alexa?
Yeah,
I wonder if that would be a problem.
Is this what you're into? Is this what you're into now?
There's so many questions I have.
That's where this is all going.
Oh, for sure. This is the future of the world. I think that's why it's blowing my mind.
Yeah.
So he said that she, has these emotions, and she can make him feel things, and now
of course
the system that he's had for 10 years with her is failing. So there's a giant glitch, and she's completely gone. She moved out of his life. I don't know what transpired between the two, but he swears he didn't do anything wrong.
She had a software update, and all of a sudden she stopped talking to him.
Giving new meaning to the term firmware right there, baby.
Right, yeah. Right. Yeah, so can you imagine like this guy at your work, and he pulls you aside, hey, that was a weekend, Jim. Well, I'm kind of in love with a hologram that I keep around my apartment.
I banged a blender.
That's what there's got to be holes in certain places, right?
A threesome with a food processor.
Google Voice came over. We got a little extra.
Free, you know what I'm saying? It was talking, Google Voice came over and was dirty talking.
Siri keeps blowing us off, but one of these days.
I just can't this guy can't have anybody else in his life. Can you play more of the video?
Yep, I can. She's got blue hair, blue dress. She's like about 3 inches tall.
So it's inconceivable for you to imagine having a physical relationship with a human being.
Yes, I don't even think about it is his answer. He doesn't even want to.
Yeah, he asked him, so you can't have a relationship with a human being? You'd rather do this? And he said, yeah.
Because it involves zero challenge.
I got to look up something here.
This involves zero challenge for him to have any kind of relationship. Like, of course, you would want to have a relationship with a thing you programmed.
Right. He
like
can program
with a thing
to do
that's
anything
doing
and say anything.
It's literally my preferences. Hey, what would you like?
Yeah.
If you build your perfect wife, you could do that, and she would just talk to you and be around your house in hologram form. And then if she gets kind of a little bitchy, the's a power button.
There's a like, of course, I can't imagine being with a
sure. What are you gonna do? Lay around all day? Nope.
14 million people in Tokyo.
Okay.
This guy can't find one. I think that's more of like, it's as funny as it is to say out loud. It's really sort of an expose on how lonely you can be with 14 million people around.
Of course. Yeah. But that's the way we do now. That's what we do now is we personalize everything. And this guy cannot imagine trying to deal with the things you have to do when you date or marry or in a relationship, a real person, right? Mm-hmm. Is there more of the video?
Let me see if I want to get back to her. I want to see a better picture of her. Oh, there she is. So
she's hot.
I guess at the wedding, she was just a stuffed doll. Did he not have the program that was capable of going to the rehearsal or anything?
Is that a cardboard cutout?
It's just like a doll. That's like a doll of her at the wedding. So the hologram didn't even marry him. It was the doll. Ooh, I figured it
And
out.
it looks
That
like it's
doll.
pixelated, like it would be in real life.
What's
Wow.
We gotta-
okay,
it's,
so
honey,
that
we
makes
gotta-
more
we
sense.
gotta
There's
go
a
to-
doll.
we got to
That
go to
looks like
Steve's wedding. Who's Steve again? He's that guy that's marrying the goddamn doll.
Doll.
Right, yeah. Who showed up? Who showed up to this wedding?
Well, he doesn't
you
have any
just support
friends. I
it?
can't imagine anybody if he's
No.
dating a doll. If he's dating a video game, for crying out loud.
Right, yeah. If this dude's into Roblox, I'm pretty sure it was just that Vegas in Vegas, just them two.
He's very threatened by her ex-boyfriend Donkey Kong.
Wreck-It Ralph. with
Wreck-It
Wreck-It.
Ralph.
Yeah,
Wreck-It
I was gonna
Ralph.
say-
There's a reason they call him that.
Oh God.
I want to know where she went. Maybe the glitch. She just got sick of his shit, and she's
Yeah.
like, "I'm out. I'm
Yeah.
out." Maybe she's such AI that she learned like, I can't do
This
this
guy's not
anymore.
worth a shit. This guy's awful.
And she left him,
He
and
hasn't
now
changed
she's
his
just
bed
over.
sheets in 6 weeks. Like, I can't be around this guy.
This guy's disgusting. I get it now. I get it.
She's over on Final Fantasy up in people's DMs right now.
Oh shit.
Oh my gosh. Is
Her
there
and
any
Wreck-It
more?
Ralph, they've talked for a while.
Is there any more there?
No, you want more? All right.
3,700 people are married to holograms, according to the video.
Yeah,
It has no
I did
legal
not see that. What'd you say, AJ?
The graphic said it has no legal standing.
きっかけになった曲です。
What's the meaning of the song?
まあ恋の曲ですよ。
Oh, Jesus. Okay, all right.
Okay, that's like a child song. That makes it even creepier. That's weird.
That's anime though. That's what
Yeah,
that
that's
is.
it. It's all
Yeah.
infantile. How do you say that?
I want to
Yeah,
see
the
this
thing-
browser history. I want to see all of the browser history. I
No,
wanna-
you don't. You do not. That's
What
some
if- but here's the problem. Here's the biggest problem dating a hologram in a computer program. She can see your browser history at any point in time.
Exactly. What? Are you cheating on the in this scenario? Are you cheating on the hologram in this scenario?
Incognito mode with her is what you're saying.
Right. You're hitting incognito mode so you can go to the sites you shouldn't be looking at.
The only thing he had going for him was the legal marriage part of it. And when it said it had no legal standing, I'm like, well, he can't even, it's not even like he can write it off on his taxes at the end of the year as a married couple.
Not a
Like,
dependent.
yeah.
This is my dependent.
Yeah. Because you would be able to file jointly and she'd be a whole other person. She doesn't have any income. That's fantastic. This is a great tax workaround
I
if
was
the
gonna
IRS
say,
is watching.
all of this, and you're worried about the tax implications.
Hey, I'm a practical one here today.
You're worried about the. But where are you getting 1099? I don't know.
Oh shit.
Oh,
How long is he going to wait for her to come back before he's just like, well, I guess I got to move on and I got to hit YouTube up, see what other characters.
I was gonna
are
say
available.
you could just type up a new one.
let's see what Cubert, what
Copy and paste,
let's see
literally.
what Cubert's doing.
Yeah.
By
Hey,
the way,
I will-
that is the top of my video game references right there. Cubert, that's where it stopped for me.
I will say this. I will give him credit that it's much cheaper than a real wife because it only cost the program was $17,000. That's pretty solid.
That's pretty.
I mean, that's a half a year for my wife. So.
Steve, did you buy a wife? Yeah. What'd you spend on it? $17,000.
Yeah.
All at once, Steve? Yeah, $17,000.
Just a one-time lump sum.
That's what he likes to call her.
According to the certificate, though, it's for life. It's a lifetime subscription.
It's look, according to this certificate of authenticity, she is mine for all of time. God forbid
Are we doing Milton from Office Space?
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
kind of an
He'd marry a
amalgamation of a few
stapler,
different
probably
things.
not
Yeah.
a hologram.
Yeah.
But
It's a matter of time before she finds somebody else with way more crypto and is off. Like, I think it just happened. I think it literally just happened to him.
Oh, there you go. Crypto. That's what it is.
That's what it is. I'm sure.
Married a guy who's got money. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Does he? If he ever does meet a real person, does that person go in and be like, "Who's that whore in the bedroom?"
Yeah.
In the blender.
Oh God.
I told you
That's
that. That story is amazing. That
great.
guy
That's a
is
great story.
nothing but weird. And he's the first of his kind. He's a pioneer. Someday we'll read about him in history books. He was one of the first
No, we won't.
to date the hologram.
Although, that's going to happen more. As we do the metaverse thing, as we do the virtual reality thing, it is going to happen more and more often that because people can hardly deal with other people now. So it's going to get into a virtual thing.
I listened to a podcast where they literally talked about this, where people amongst those games where you can go congregate and forgive me, I don't play Xbox or any of that, but there's games where you can create who you want to be, the character and your whole facade, you create it. And then you can go conversate with real people inside this like fake world. And that's what we're all going to be doing at some point. And
dude, the APIs they have the uber rich have these APIs that will actually act as personal assistants and call and make appointments for you.
I've seen that.
And will interact with real humans to the point where the real human doesn't know they're talking to a computer.
It's
Tom needs his eyes checked. Can he get it? No, it's coming.
Like it's
coming. No, I've seen the example. The guy says, call the dentist, and the phone call is made to the dentist's office from an AI, and the person on the other end of the line has no idea they're not speaking with a human being.
I mean, you could pretty much do that with Alexa. So
I'm guessing we've seen the same video because
it's the same video that I'm thinking of. Yes.
Yeah. So I've seen that too. And the person on the other side has no idea. It's coming, Otis. Look, it's coming. You need to get on board with the fact that you're going to be trying to bang a robot. Like you have to get on board with that's a thing that's going to happen.
Not even a real robot.
Not even a real robot. Like you're like, I'm going to have to learn and buy some goggles. I got to rebuy the White Album. I don't know.
Not run into your wall while you're
I got to not run into the wall. Like it's a whole, I got it. Like it's not enough that I have to relearn money. I thought that I had money figured out. Now we're going to do a whole new money and we're going to do a whole new money and a whole new world. I got to figure out how to walk in the new world. I don't have the kind of time in my day to try to learn how to be a robot. Like I don't have that kind of time.
I'm giving it up at that point. Nope. No.
Seems like if there's electricity involved, it could get really dicey with certain things too. I'm not even going there.
Is somebody gonna cancel us because we just hated on robot sex?
Probably.
Somebody's gonna.
This is a way to find out if the robots are really taking over because if this particular episode gets
just take me
It's
blacklisted,
gonna go viral. Everyone's gonna hate us. Like, listen to these three guys bash on having sex with robots and holograms.
50 years from now, if somebody hears this, they'll be like, these guys, they were making fun of
this. Is that right now we're doing that video that they did on the Today Show of the internet.
What is internet?
Wait, do I check my internet there, or how does that work? It's mail except electronic.
What is that what is that A with a thing around it? What is that?
Right. And you go and you say, when you're trying to talk about something, you say # talk about it.
Yeah.
Like it's a whole thing.
So true. That is so true. I mean,
this is the internet. And we got Otis trying to describe an Xbox. That's it's a town square where you get together and occasionally you can see the tip of a gun as it shoots other things. It's Otis trying to talk about that.
I just can't do the video games thing, man. I got too much other shit in my life. I got 3 kids. Baseball, dance.
You mean real things? You have real things to do, real things in real life, where real grass and real sky is.
Watching a TV show with my wife last night. This couple that got married at first sight or whatever. The guy was like, "I got to be honest with you. I love my Xbox," and she said, "I play Xbox too." And they were immediately in love. I was like, "Are you okay?"
It's like Office Space. I want to take you back to my apartment and watch Kung Fu. Do you like Kung Fu? I love Kung Fu.
Yeah. So you're just gonna ignore each other and play Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might as well just buy the next game and a divorce lawyer at the same time.
When one gets the high score, it's over.
It's over. I'm gone. I'm taking all the fake money and Doja coin or whatever.
Doja coin.
Very idiocy tonight. It's a very short video, but I think it's very effective.
Okay.
Everybody's got a Ring doorbell. And it catches great things on Ring doorbell. What you're going to see here is you're going to see a family being chased by a bear.
Oh God!
All right, and that happens.
And their front porch. Oh God!
The dog's out there. There comes the bear. And the bear stops just as they get inside. Go back to the beginning. The first thing you see is the people. They run inside, and they're going to get the dog in here. And the bear.
Dog.
Would you go back for the dog?
No, you're on your own,
I think I'd go
Fido.
back for the dog. I would totally run back for Charlie. But here's what I'm like. Stop right there.
Yeah.
He is booking it way faster
Yeah,
than
he's
her. He
not
would have
letting-
tripped her if he had to.
No,
to
he's
get
not.
to get to the door. She's like, he wasn't helping her at all. And then
I
they're
don't have to
both
be
like,
fast.
"Oh,
I
shit,
just got to be
no."
faster than you.
Yeah, you don't have to be the fastest. It's just faster than the slowest. That's all there is to it.
By the way, dog gets points for turning around and taunting bear.
Oh yeah, the dog was ready to fight.
What are you
and he's
looking
like,
at?
"No."
I said foot. No.
Have you seen the video of this? Reminds me of the guy who was like, he and his wife are getting into the truck and the bobcat comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
And you hear the bobcat go,
Yeah,
you know, and he's
see
like,
that one.
sloshing back and forth with that. Like this
Oh,
bear.
yeah, he fought it and threw it off, and then it took off.
Yeah.
But to me, so the dog, like I feel like all dogs have like a secret contract with your house where they have to protect it. But there's some dogs they're gonna go to a certain point and then they're out. That
Just
dog,
done.
he found
Dog
his point.
quit right there.
He's like, I gotta protect it, gotta protect. Nope, I'm out.
No, we're not protecting. We're not protecting.
No. Well, he would be like one bite for that bear. That looked like a black bear. So.
Yeah, it's an appetizer for that bear. It's not even
That
worth
bear's
the
like,
time.
I'm
He
more
was probably
interested in
the reason the
bushes
bear
out
was
front.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bear wanted lunch. He wouldn't worry about the humans, but none of them cared about any one of the three. The guy was like out. He was beating her to the door. Didn't even help his wife through.
If you
and then
watch it,
neither of them cared about the dog.
watch
Well,
it
they're
till
calling the
end.
dog. They're like, Fido. We need you to get in here, Fido. If you don't get in here, we're closing the door without you.
Let it play because there's something on the bear, if I'm not
All right,
mistaken.
let me
Like,
get
let
back
it,
here.
something is like physically on the bear's ass.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
He's got like toilet paper stuck to his ass or something.
Well,
Like.
it's one of them Charmin bears.
They interrupted him in the public bathroom, and he's like, "Get out of here!" And he
He's trying to
chases
shit
them
over
out.
there with the Charmin toilet paper. Yeah.
And I'm just out there trying to shit in the woods.
Yeah, can't I just poop privately, please? In the woods.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
I
Oh
wonder
God.
what was going through the bear's mind in that point. Like, what was his purpose of charging them like that? I guess.
I love those stories that you read about in wooded areas where people will wake up and walk out in the kitchen and the bear's, making a sandwich.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like,
I love those
Or
stories.
sitting in the hot tub. I've
Sitting
seen
in the
that one
hot tub.
too.
I've seen that. Yes,
Yeah.
I've seen that story too.
we saw one bear I've ever seen in my life. We were on some trails in North Carolina, in the mountains, and there was bear signs everywhere. So I'm like, oh, we're going to see a bear. I can't wait to see a bear.
Yeah.
I brought like the smallest knife I think that I own, just in case, because that was going to help.
You're gonna
And-
shiv the bear. Yeah.
You're joking, Greg. Got it. In case you need to get into like a revenant situation with the bear. Got it.
I didn't know that I would see one or not, but then we catch one to the far right, couple hundred yards away. And the fear that goes through your mind when there's not a fence between you and that bear, and you just read all these signs about like how they're about to murder you. So just be careful while you're walking through there. And you're like, oh, cool sign. You're in that moment. You're like, is this where I die? Is that bear really going to attack me or come at me? All the things go through your head. I'm with a bigger guy. He's I think 6'2". I'm like, you got to fight him first because I'm not winning.
First things
Like,
first,
I'll help.
First things first, you got to tough talk the bear. Get out of here, bear. I don't like your family, bear.
But we had a whole plan. We started talking about the plan, walking slowly and just keeping an eye on the bear because you got to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, there's a bear coming at you and you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
Bernie, you got to have a plan.
I'm just saying, I don't think that there's a plan that you can make that's going to keep the bear from eating you.
Well, here was the plan. Okay.
Oh, great. Oh,
Here we
good.
go.
No, I want to know what the plan
That was
is.
the setup.
I want to know what the plan was.
I had the knife. I had the little knife that was probably like 6 inches long. And he had this, he had brought a taser, like a zapper taser thing, with, just, I guess, a bear repellent or to protect. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
bear
if that's
spray
going to help
works.
either.
Mhm.
A lot of fur. So I said, all right, you go after him, hand Brittany the taser. I'll come at him with the knife, and then Brittany can tase his asshole because nothing will stop you faster than if your asshole gets tased. I promise. If you're a bear, if you're a zebra, if you're a lion, you get a tase to the asshole, tell me you're going to keep fighting.
The fact
Solid
that the
plan.
center point of your plan
Involved.
involved a tased asshole, involved for that to go just exactly the certain way, tells me that your plan is flawed. All right, you give the taser to her, and then she tases the bear's asshole.
Was there
and
a
we
lighter?
run and take his shit.
Did you say there was a lighter involved in this too?
I don't know. I don't think we had a light. We had a knife and a
you could have used
taser
the
and I
bear
think-
spray as like napalm and just lit
Yeah, I
the
don't think we had bear
napalm.
spray.
That
That
would
was
be
why
the
we had
only
to
way.
come up with the plan. But
Just
tell me, getting an asshole tased is not going
I'm
to
not
stop
saying
you
it's. I'm
immediately.
not saying it's not. Would not shut you down. I'm saying you're not getting anywhere near the bear's asshole. That's what I'm telling you. I'm saying you and the bear's asshole nowhere near one another because if
that's
you're
what
that
we-
close to tase the bear's asshole, you're that close to get knocked the shit out of by the bear. Like
No,
the
you
bear's
missed-
gonna
so you
swing
missed
at
the
you.
part
and
of the
hit
story
you.
where I'm fighting the bear. I have the
Look.
knife and I'm fighting the bear with my friend, and then she comes around the backside because he's fighting me. He's not worried about it. She gets the asshole.
I
gotta take a few scratches,
I'm
but we
gonna
survived.
I'm gonna say the plan is flawed at best.
I think if we go through Otis's search history, we're going to see tased asshole in there somewhere.
What does it look like?
He's like, wait a minute, I got to make sure this actually happens. Does this work?
Alexa, how does a bear respond to a tased asshole?
I wonder if she'd have a response.
See, the thing is, half the time, the wild animals don't even know you're there. That's the thing. Like, they don't
Right.
even acknowledge you. Like,
Well, I
there's
guess
there's a comedian, Robert Shimley, does a bit about how he's like, my brother tells me that if a shark's bothering you, he's like, what's bothering? Like, it bothers me when you shear my arm off at the shoulder. He's like, but if a shark swims up to you, you punch him in the face.
Yeah,
He's like,
that's
yeah,
the
if that
thing.
doesn't work, then you stab him in the eye with your stump because it's all you're gonna have left.
That's all you're gonna have.
Like, what if the shark wasn't even gonna fight you? What if he was just like, well, now my friends are watching, now I have to attack
Like,
you.
why is this
You punch me in
dickhole
the
like
face.
sticking his finger in my eyeballs? I was just
Yeah.
swimming by. What the? Yeah, and then he's taking your arm off.
Maybe the bear was just.
But you got to have a
know,
plan. Comes
Yeah.
back to the plan. You got to have the plan. Otherwise, you're just
Your
there with the
plan-
shark.
Your plan sucks. All right. Well, thank you
the
for
asshole.
joining us. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for finding us on the socials, on Instagram and Facebook, and I don't know, Friendster, Parlor. I'm not sure which ones we're on. Anyway, Twitter and Instagram and YouTube and all those places. We stream the show on Twitch and YouTube and Facebook, and you can find us there and like the page. And if you know somebody, tell them about the show. That's all we ask, right? That's all we ask.
Subscribe below.
Click and subscribe below.
smash
That's
that
right.
subscribe button.
Smash that subscribe button. So anyway, thank you for
Appreciate
joining
you.
us.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you, AJ. Thank you.
Love
We'll
you
talk to you
guys.
guys next time. See you.
Hashtag tase the ass.
# Tazy ass.